the resident liberal of the Michael Reagan Talk Show.
And look to defray and move aside.
Norman, you agree with me when I say what he needs to put into his voice is passion? As a matter of fact, it's too methodical. There needs to be more passion in when he's telling.
34, Jason Chambers. For Robert C. Byrd, the co-captains at number 12, Pete Frazier. Number 41, Joe Gonzalez. Number 75, Sam Brunetti. And number 79, Patrick Gooden.
Musselman comes in 2-0, RCB 4-0 on the year. Folks, we are underway as the Flying Eagles tee it up from their own 40. Kick bounces around the 5, taken by the Appleman across the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. Twisting and turning is the ball carrier, which is number 13, Victor Byrd. He is brought down by Mike Walker and George Shell for the Flying Eagles. So RCB comes out on defense. The Appleman set to take over 1st and 10.
Robert C. Byrd, big momentum builder. Robert C. Byrd looking to climb up the rankings here this evening.
Musselman comes out in a wing T formation. Quarterback on 1st down turns and gives to the halfback, which is Jason Chambers. He goes forward for a short gain, brought down on the play by the Flying Eagles. Look like Joey Gonzalez in on the play.
Gonzalez seeing his first action of the season last week in the win against Grafton, coming off the bad knee injury that kept him out of the first 3 games of the year. He looked very good last week. He's an all-stater looking to impress tonight against Musselman.
Weatherholtz brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Musselman again operating out of the wing T from their own 29 on 2nd down. The turn and the pitch to Byrd. Byrd looking for running room behind the right side of the line is going to be thrown for a loss. That time coming up for the Flying Eagles. Looked like Mookie Mayer in on the stop along with Greg Harbert for the Flying Eagles.
Mookie Mayer steps up, makes the initial hit, pulls up the running back, finished off by Harbert on the play. Good teamwork, tackling for Robert C. Byrd.
3rd down and 12 is the situation. In case you joined us late, we are just underway. No score here in the opening quarter of play. First possession of the ball game. Musselman with the football from their own 28 on 3rd down. The quarterback, play action fake, looks down the field, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to try to run. He is wrapped up and dropped by the Flying Eagles. That time, John Saunders in on the play for RCB.
Robert C. Byrd's defense bend but not break. They stopped Musselman right there. 3 down. And now they have the opportunity to return the punt. Should be good field position as both returners are going to set up around their 33, 34-yard line. Sit back are Petrie and Shell to return this punt.
Andy Shucks, the punter. He's going to stand back at his own 20. Takes the snap, gets the kick off under little pressure. It's a nice spiraling kick, going to send the Flying Eagles all the way back to their 15. They come with the football there across the 20, wrapped up and hit at the 21. Looked like a little bit of a face mask there. No call on the play. RCB will take over 1st and 10 with the football. George Shell that time on the return.
Dave, what a great kick by Shucks. kicked it long and deep over Shell's head. He had to retreat. Didn't have the momentum set up when he returned that punt. As a result, the Flying Eagles setting up shop just outside their own 20-yard line. Their first offensive opportunity of the
Wilhelm, the quarterback for the Flying Eagles, gets the play from the sidelines. He goes to the huddle. RCB's first possession of the game, 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. The Flying Eagles open up in their traditional power I formation. The setback, Zen, Mayer, and Ross. Wilhelm, the quarterback, has Coleman in the tight end slot to the left. The pitch goes to Ross. Ross looking for running room, turns it up across the 25, up near the 29-yard line. Nice gain on first down, close to 6 yards, Bill. Good play, good first down yardage.
Dave, interesting. You see the offensive line on the left side firing off the ball. You see Ross exploding through the hole. It looked very good on that play. And it looks like the Flying Eagles definitely fired up and ready to play Musselman this evening.
Big win. The Flying Eagle players have talked a lot about respect this week, and they feel they can earn some statewide with a victory here tonight. Just the second home game of the season for the Flying Eagles from their own 29. Again, out of the I formation, Wilhelm turns, gives it to the fullback Mayer. He bobbles it momentarily, gets control of it, crosses the 30-yard line up close to the 32. He's brought down by the Appleman, by B.J. Pruitt, along with Mike Renner.
Robert C. Byrd facing a third down situation. A big play for the Flying Eagles, looking to get this first round, move the sticks, and at the same time keep this drive alive.
The Flying Eagles come in. They split Frazier wide to the left. Wilhelm under center. 3rd down and 2 facing RCB. They turn, give it to Ross. Ross looking for running room. Appears very close to the first down. Depending on the spot, I believe he has it. He's going to be about a half-yard past the markers. And that's very important, not only to pick up the first down, but in the battle of field position, RCB moves the chains.
Interesting enough, on all 3 plays, we've seen a different change in movement on all 3. You see a run to the left side by the tailback Ross. The second play, Mookie Mayer, the fullback, goes up the middle. And then on a 3rd down play, gaining the needed yardage for the first down, Ross runs right. So they're utilizing the entire field, trying to spread Musselman out.
Again, out of the I formation, Coleman split wide to the left, has single man coverage. They give to Ross on the handoff. Ross going to cross the 40-yard line. Good pickup again on first down, close to 7 yards, and big yardage like that, RCB's got to be happy to pick up large chunks of real estate on first down.
You can hear the pads cracking up here. Robert C. Byrd's offensive line firing off the ball. They're initiating the contact, and they're pushing the Musselman defenders off of the ball.
No score, 7:38 remaining in the opening period. RCB's first possession, they took possession back at their 23. They are now up to the 43. They give this time to Mookie Mayer. He has the first down as he crosses the 45 up close to the 47. They're going to spot it just over the 46. It's a 1st and 10 RCB. Their second first down of the game.
Surprisingly enough, looking at the other side of the field, you don't see a whole lot of fancy for Musselman. They're a traditional powerhouse. Last year they had the Kennedy Award winner who they lost to graduation this year. But you don't see a lot of people going, you don't see a lot of crowd support here for Musselman early in this contest. 1st and 10 for Robert C. Byrd at their own 46-yard line. 7:11 to go in this opening period. A scoreless affair between Robert C. Byrd and Musselman.
Wilhelm sends in motion to the left. A pitch back to Ross to the left on first down. Going to pick up short yardage, a gain of about 1.
Great pursuit defensively from Musselman. As you see the entire team shift to the ball. They do a great job in covering the ball. They swim the ball like bees. Might be able to see a reverse or a misdirection play. Might be very useful against this team.
I'm sure that's something the coaches up here in the booth noticed. Something on a misdirection, or as you said, Bill, a reverse could be effective right now with this type of pursuit. We'll see. It's 2nd down and almost 9 facing the Flying Eagles. 6:29 in the opening period of play. RCB comes to the line of scrimmage. Wilhelm takes the play from the sidelines and again operates out of the eye. Play action fake. They fake it to the tailback, then Wilhelm trying to give it to Coleman on the end around. They run into one another. Big loss on the play, and Coach Iquinna makes the call, Bill, but it properly executed was not the case on the field as there was some problems in the backfield slowed things down, and Musselman there for a big loss.
If Wilhelm gives a clean handoff to the big fella, I think he's going to rumble for big yardage. You pointed out, no, there's a little miscommunication in the backfield. The play was there. You can see the developing there, but unfortunately, bad handoff results in a loss of yardage.
Now third down and close to 14 yards to go for a first. Shade and Frazier split out to the right. Back to pass. Wilhelm stands in the pocket, got time, fires out, had Shade off of his fingertips. Would have been very close to a first down. Had some running room if he would have been able to pull it in. Nonetheless, the Flying Eagles forced the punt. But, Bill, the positive side, they get a couple first downs. Field position-wise, they're not in near as bad a shape as they were moments ago.
We saw a great punt by Musselman in the first series of the game. Robert C. Byrd with a secret weapon in the punter himself. Heath Frazier set to get back and move one hopefully deep for Robert C. Byrd.
Frazier stands back at his own 30-yard line. Musselman going to have Nick Watkins standing back at his 20. It's going to be taken, the fake reverse executed, and the Appleman up the sidelines. Here they come across midfield inside the RCB 40. Goes Ryan Horn. Horn faked the reverse, ran down the sidelines in front of his own bench, and good field position for Musselman. A lot of speed with this ball club, Bill.
Let me tell you, Musselman, very equal to Robert C. Byrd in talent. You see a lot of bigger players, physical players, and also some very speedy players at their skill position. This is going to be a dogfight here this evening. Field position, very important. Musselman gains back the emotional edge on a nice return. That sets up good field position in their second drive of the game.
Musselman comes into the game 2-2, but don't let their record fool you. A lot of talent. They play some bigger schools in Maryland, Virginia, and I believe 2 of their losses have come out of the state. They played Martinsburg and beat them, and they're normally pretty solid. On first down, the Appleman gives to their tailback, Chambers. He goes straight ahead for close to 3 yards. Going to be second down and 7, and the RCB defense needs to rise to the challenge. That time, Gonzalez, the first man there for the Flying Eagles.
I'll tell you, Gonzalez makes great penetration on the play. Almost comes up with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, the ball handler slips through his hands, picks up a couple yards before George Shell finally brings him down.
Let's hope for a turnover here. Musselman takes the play from the sidelines. Got to be close to a delay of game. Long time getting that play in, a couple substitutions. Now they finally come to the line of scrimmage. 4:31 and turning in the opener. They'll split 2 men to the right, and we have a delay of game. So that time the coaching staff, a long time getting the play in. We don't know if they're looking or they see something from up in the booth. Nonetheless, a 5-yard penalty. Instead of 2nd and 8, now it's going to be 2nd and about 13.
You called it, Dave, and it's a big break for Robert C. Byrd. That pushes Musselman back and puts him a little bit farther away from not only the end zone, but also puts him in a different situation. And you're looking at that 2nd down and 12. Now they've got a long way to go to get the first down. Puts a little more pressure on their offensive unit.
We've seen their kicker, which is Schutz, has a heck of a strong leg punting. Field goal-wise, we don't know what his range is. Right now, I'd say they're out of it. Out of the wing tee, the quarterback back to pass, fires a short, safe pass out to the right. It's complete in the flat for a first down. The quarterback that time, Weatherholz, completes it to number 24, Andy Schutz, and it is a first down for the Musselman, Appleman.
Shoots with a nice reception, catches it and goes back to the outside. Makes a nice play out of it. Musselman right now the first down, definitely in an opportunity here to score. The defense from Robert C. Byrd has employed the bend but not break philosophy all season long. Let's see if they can rise to the occasion once again.
From the 27-yard line, Musselman puts a man in motion to the left. We're going to have motion against the Appleman. Going to spot it back 5 yards, and Bill, that time they have a man split wide to the left. They send a man in motion, and the left tackle trying to get some advantage. Jumps off sides early, going to be whistled back 5 yards. And bring up 1st and 15, 4:08 again remaining in case you joined us late. No score here. RCB at home against the Musselman Appleman.
Dave, I think a couple keys this evening. Robert C. Byrd needs to force Musselman into long situations, and then they need to get good penetration, put pressure on the Musselman quarterback, try to force him into making some mistakes.
The Appleman at the line of scrimmage. They'll send a man in motion to the left. The quarterback turns, gives it again to Chambers. Chambers, the workhorse for the offense. Short gain on first down. Flags fly again. I'm guessing motion one more time. Looked like two men were in motion that time at the same time. That's going to draw a penalty flag just about any time.
A lot of times, Dave, when you see an offense with people in motion, it confuses defense, especially on the high school level. But in this case, I think it confused the offense itself. As you pointed out, they're going to move Musselman back again. This time it pays off for Robert C. Byrd, and really Musselman digging themselves a hole on this series.
First down and 20. You got to watch. This team appears to have a lot of speed on the outside positions. Musselman out of the wing tee again. The quarterback sends a man in motion to the left, back to pass, fires out in the flat. It's going to be over the intended receiver's head. That time the quarterback was looking for Lamb out in the left flat. Shade in on the coverage for RCB along with George Shell, prevent the completion.
Now a second down and 20 situation. 3.5 to go in a very fast-moving first quarter of play. We'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll be able to see legendary Principal Leon Paluski at halftime. We'll see if he has any words of wisdom for our listeners.
Flying Eagles out on defense again. Musselman, second down and 20 from the RCB 38. Misdirection. The give. Lamb with the football gets inside the 30, close to the 27-yard line. Still going to be third down and about 10, but a nice chunk of yardage that time gained back. They pick up 10. And now, again, it's third and 10.
Key here, Dave, 4-down territory for Musselman. Didn't want to give up 10 yards on that second down play. And now it's going to give Musselman an opportunity to get this back. I think you might look for them to put it up in the air again. If they do, once again, you got to put heat on the quarterback.
Weather holds the quarterback, sends a man in motion. He's back to pass, stands in a pocket, fires out in the flat. It's complete, first down, and more inside the 5, and knocked out, it looks like. They're going to say he hit the pylon. It's a touchdown, Musselman. So RCB trails in the early going. Musselman with a completion, a 27-yard touchdown pass, and the Flying Eagles going to trail here in the early going.
Dave, I think that's the second score given up by the first-team defense from Robert C. Byrd this season. Very impressive drive by Musselman. Robert C. Byrd, once again, with no pressure on the quarterback. He's allowed to stand in the pocket, pick out his receiver, plant his feet, make the pass. Really, you got to put the heat on him. And a gamble by this defensive secondary of Robert C. Byrd enables him not only to catch it, but to gallop in for the touchdown. Musselman strikes first.
Shoots the kicker, on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Musselman leading the Flying Eagles by 7-0 score. We'll be back after these messages. Musselman teeing it up from their own 40-yard line. RCB going to send Ross and I believe Shade back deep. They'll stand at their own 10-yard line. Musselman again, a 27-yard touchdown pass, takes the early 7-0 lead with 2:51 remaining in the opening period.
Musselman scores that touchdown basically because of their great air assault. Several completions. Really, the offensive attack from Musselman, very potent. They showed on that last drive, and now Robert C. Byrd's offense called it a challenge. They need to step up here and get a score. They need a long, sustained drive to keep the defensive unit off the field at the same time. Get some of that momentum back from the Applejacks.
The kick going to go deep to Shade. Takes it out of his own end zone from about 3 yards deep. He returns it. Gets up to about the 23-yard line before he is brought down. Phil, I'm going to tell you something. In high school sports, I didn't think that a kick could be returned out of the end zone.
I didn't either. I think maybe they might rule that he caught it actually at the 1 or 2, and the ball took him into the end zone. I don't know what they're going to say there. End result is he almost broke that for a big play. One guy gets a tackle and shoestring tackle, otherwise Flash Shades off to the races.
I'm sure that I'm not correct because none of the officials are gathering to talk things over. Again, out of their I formation, RCB comes out from their own 22. 2:45 and turning here in the opening period. Wilhelm to give to Ross. Ross looking for running room. Squirts up across the 25, close to the 27, and Bill would be big right now if he could break one and go the distance.
It'd be very important. I'll tell you one thing about him. He's definitely picking holes, working hard inside. Ross is not going to quit or give up. And the best thing about him is he keeps his legs moving all the time. That enables him the opportunity to maybe break one for big yardage.
Second down and 6 facing the Flying Eagles. They get the play from the sidelines and come to the line of scrimmage. They'll split 2 men out to the right. Wilhelm, the quarterback, turns, fakes it to Mayer, now trying to run straight forward. Nowhere to go. Hit by about 4 or 5 players, led by Danny Karpek for the Appleman.
I think offensively, any delays or hesitations in the running game is going to net negative or very minimal yardage. The Applejacks are big and quick up front. You got to get a quick hitter. You got to get through the line of scrimmage and get to their secondary. You can't allow things to try to transpire. When you do, these Applejacks are getting fired up.
Bill, a lot of team speed. RCB not used to seeing a team with this much speed. They play out of the Big Ten, a lot of AA schools, a couple AAAs out of the NCAC, but no one on the schedule of this caliber, maybe other with the exception of Bridgeport. Now on third, the give to Frazier. He fires it deep down the field. Shade going up for the pass. It's going to be ruled incomplete. Both players going for the football. Good no call by the official, and RCB forced into a punting situation.
Shell comes in, has played a lot of snaps in the past. The quarterback gets the opportunity. That's how Musselman, not fooled, well-coached unit, is there aware of the situation. That's going to bring up the 4th down. And Heath Frazier will come on once again to punt for the Flying Eagles.
Still a dangerous situation right here. We saw the last time off the punt return, a big return by the Appleman.
Frazier on that punt had a nice punt, but didn't have a lot of hang time. He needs more hang time to enable his coverage to get down the field.
This one's going to sail across midfield to the 40. Again, the fake off the reverse, a block in the back. There's flags come flying everywhere. Here come Musselman down the field, and yes, the penalty flag going to be a big call. A deliberate block in the back. It was obvious to everyone in the stadium. Flags fly again down the field, so let's see what the call is. We know one's going to be a block in the back.
There are enough hankies on the field to blow everybody in the stands' nose, Dave. We're looking at 5, 6 penalty flags. Another flag down the field as the play progressed. Let's see what happens. Kind of like a soap opera situation, Dave. Only can wait and see what the call is going to be.
Nonetheless, Bill, RCB needs to do something in their punt coverage team. 2 returns, big yardage both times.
Once again, the second punt from Frazier, not a lot of hang time. It enables the Musselman team to set up a good return. And with that speed you talked about earlier, it's devastating.
And, Bill, also, you know what the Musselman Appleman setting up there, 2 fakes on the reverse. They turn around, you know at some point in the game they're going to actually pull off the reverse, and you just hope it doesn't end in disaster for the Flying Eagles.
In that situation, Dave, I think the key is you need to stay in your lanes. Down the field, don't get fooled by reverses, stay in your lanes, pursue continually, and make the big play. As you point out, eventually they're going to try that reverse. But if you stay in those lanes, it shouldn't be effective.
1st and 10, the penalty takes the ball all the way back to the Musselman 23-yard line. 58 seconds remain in the opening period. The Flying Eagles trail by 7. Out of the wing tee again, the quarterback Weatherholtz turns, gives it to Chambers. He's looking for running room out along the right side. He's running over people, has a 1st down, crosses the 40, and Musselman Bill came to play tonight.
Let me tell you, that's how Robert C. Byrd's defensive players didn't wrap up the players. They made contact with Chambers, but didn't wrap him up. He bounces off of them like pinballs and picks up big yardage.
First and 10 facing Musselman. From their own 43, a 20-yard gain for the Appleman. This time they split a man wide to the right. Weatherholtz, the quarterback, he's under center. He's back to pass, stands in the pocket, has plenty of time, now fires down the field, pump fake, sends his receiver deep. Good coverage that time. Mayer in on the coverage along with Wilhelm. Flags come flying. It's going to be a holding against Musselman. They'll mark it back 10 yards. Good thing for the Flying Eagles.
Big play for the Flying Eagles. That's going to push them way back. And I'll tell you what, a lot of protection inside the pocket. Now we know why, as they're holding the Flying Eagles' interior linemen. .34 seconds remaining in this opening quarter, Dave. Musselman up 7-0. And really, they've pretty much controlled the second half of this first quarter. Looked like Robert C. Byrd with a good start. Had an opportunity to make things happen, but that momentum is quickly going back into the hands of the Apple Cracks.
down and 20 facing Musselman. Weatherholt's the quarterback. Turns the reverse, pulled off by the Appleman shade, not fooled. He wraps the offensive player up. Looked like Weatherholt's hands off. They come back around with Victor Byrd. He is wrapped up for a loss by Shade. Nice play and a good effort by Shade from his defensive cornerback position.
Dave, you just can't fool Flash. What can I say? Stays in his lane, stays there, and makes a big tackle. And just like that, it's going to force Musselman back into a second long situation. After one quarter, our score, Musselman 7, Robert C. Byrd nothing. Back with more after these messages.
Varsity school dance tonight.
Second down and 20 yards to go. So now the Applejacks have the pigskin under center. It's handoff up the middle. No yardage. That'll bring up a third down and 23. And really, Robert C. Byrd's defense looks pretty good in this situation. If they can hold him here, they can get right back in the game. When the offensive unit comes on, they have high pass play capabilities. Anything can happen. Third down play.
Third down, 23 at the 32.
Third and 23. It's going to be quarterback Weatherholtz under center. Got a receiver flanked right, and the man in the slot, man in motion, will be Johnson. Back to pass. Short pass completed, or intercepted, excuse me. They're going to say no. Mookie Mayer looked like he intercepted that pass, but they're going to say it was actually knocked down on the turf. Then Mayer picks it back up. Mayer has a nose for the ball, comes up with almost a big play once again. That's going to force Musselman into a punting situation. Back deep will be Petrie and Shell set to return this punt.
Petrie, Shade, safety. Shell and Petrie are back.
Shell and Petrie stand back near their own 30-yard line.
Voila.
The kick going to be taken by Petrie. He loses it momentarily, then covers it as zone 25. RCB, it appears, has the football. Let's take a break. Back in 30 seconds.
International Online, your internet service provider. International Online, providing personalized service solutions for over 5 years. International Online, custom business plans, educational discounts, and personal accounts. International Online, web hosting as low as $10 a month.
Back at Robert C. Byrd, Flying Eagles with the ball up front. It looks like Mookie the Machine Mayer carries it forward, picks up a couple yards. He's stacked up on the play by several Applejacks. 11.5 to go in his second quarter of play. Musselman clings to a 7-0 lead, but Robert C. Byrd does have control of the pigskin. Big fella R.J. Coleman comes out for a quick breather. 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line. Robert C. Byrd set for their second offensive play of this series.
Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. Wilhelm at the quarterback position. They'll operate out of the eye again, as you said, 2nd and 7. They give this time to Ross. He's looking for running room behind the left side. He gets maybe 1 yard, then he is stood up by a host of defenders from Musselman.
Big fella Coleman replacing Heath Frazier. Coleman a big target. Several touchdown receptions this year. He's the man to look to if Robert C. Byrd does go to the air. There's going to be a timeout for an equipment adjustment. Back with more after these messages.
You pull onto I-79 as you feel the power of the 2.7-liter high-output engine accelerating.
Nothing. Byrd on top. They face a 3rd and 6 from their own 30-yard line. Wilhelm under center, power out formation. He keeps it, rolls left, looking to pick up yardage. In pursuit, it's the Musselman defenders. They bump him out after a minimal gain. Wilhelm goes to the left side once again, picks up 1, maybe 2 yards. That's going to force a 4th down situation. Really, once again, we talked about it. Slow developing plays, any kind of hesitation. It's going to be tough to gain yards against Musselman. Very quick inside, very strong. Quick hitters, Aggressive play up front. Let the big fellas up front along with the running backs Zinn and Mayer do the block and let them get something going. Going to the outside really will be tough to get anything on Musselman. They're very quick. Brings up a 4th down and 5 from their own 30-yard line. Frazier back to punt. He receives a snap and gets it away under pressure. Almost a roughing the punter penalty. Fair catch by the Musselman Applejacks at their own 30-yard line. On the play, that's Drew Lamb. He fields it after the fair catch, and that'll give Musselman good starting position. Robert C. Byrd's defense hustles back out on the field. Robert C. Byrd's defensive unit, the bread and butter of this year's team, called to the task once again here this evening. As Musselman starts out at their own 35-yard line with 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go in this second quarter. Crowd going crazy here at Robert C. Byrd Field. It's a pitch back to Brad Byrd. Byrd goes left side, picks up a couple yards, and there is laundry on the field once again. It's going to be a hold against Musselman's Wesley Keys. That'll move the Appleman back. They're going to call it a clip, excuse me. Even better, 15 yards instead of 10. And that's going to push Musselman back. They've been plagued by the penalty buck all game long. This time it pays off dividends once again. That penalty clipping, 15 big ones, Musselman back. They'll set up shop at their own 20-yard line now. And they'll face a first down and 25 yards to go for a first down.
Bill, the RCB faithful getting into the game, trying to inspire their team to get something going here.
Dave, I saw you out there getting fired up. Good to have you back in the box, ready to rock and roll.
The Applemen come to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback Weatherholt's on 1st and long. Back to pass, play action, fake. Heavy pressure. He's wrapped up by Coleman, then hit by a host of RCB defenders. Also in on the play, Stephen Otto. First man there for RCB was Coleman.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Coleman gets in there quick, makes it happen. He puts that heat on the quarterback. What happens? No thank you. It's sack time for Coleman and the rest of the boys. They'll get a quick handoff up the gut, makes something big happen. They're going to be in a tight formation on this play. Watch them do something in motion.
They give it to the man coming around, which is Byrd, Victor Byrd, short gain. In on the stop, Mookie Mayer, along with Gonzalez.
The machine, the first to get on the action, makes the initial hit. And now it's going to be 3rd and long for the Applejacks.
Going to be 3rd down and 29 yards to go. The ball resting right now at the 15. They would have to get all the way close to the 46 for a first down.
I think in this situation, put the ears back, get after them. If they're going to complete a pass, make it short. Don't allow the intended receivers time to run their routes to get the necessary yardage for a first down.
The quarterback, Weatherholt, puts a man wide to the right, sends a man in motion. The play's whistled dead. I would say this one's going to go against the offense. Quarterback, a little unhappy, throws the ball down. The official chases after it and calls the delay of game.
Could have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on that play, Dave. They dodged the bullet there. It's going to bring a 3rd down and 2.5 miles for the Applejacks. Robert C. Byrd, with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, can make a big play here and get right back in this contest, only trailing by 1 score.
Ball now resting at the 10. 8:08 remaining in the opening half. Again, the score is 7-0. Musselman splits a man wide to the right. Single coverage out wide, and again, motion. I believe this one's going to go against Musselman as well.
The official giving a dirty look to a Robert C. Byrd player. Let's see what they're going to call here.
Offsides on the defense. It'll move it back up 5 yards. We're back to 3rd down and 30.
That official looked like John Wayne on that stare down at the Robert C. Byrd player. Now we know why. I think Wilson's in for an offside penalty.
Single coverage out wide. Weatherholt resets his offense. He'll turn, put a man in motion to the right. Back, gives the ball to the first man through. Short gain. Gonzalez, the first player for the Flying Eagles there, wraps up the ball carrier and forces the punting unit onto the field.
Slice Stephen Otto in there on the tackle as well. These guys working hard defensively. They push Musselman way back. That's going to force a punting situation. Be aware of the strong leg of the Musselman punter. At the same time, Robert C. Byrd's punt return team needs to do a much better job this time to get a good opportunity offensively, set up the offense in good field position. They got to make sure they field this and advance the ball this time. Don't allow any delays in the offensive attack.
Punter stands back at about the 3-yard line, takes the snap, gets it off. It's going to go end over end, not near as strong a kick. Takes a Musselman bounce, picked up at the 40 by RCB. Petrie with the football. He's across midfield, got a wall. He's going down the sidelines, inside the 20. Loses the football, picked back up by RCB at the 12. Petrie comes down the field with it, carries it all the way, loses it at the end of the run, but RCB is there to pounce on it. They keep possession of the football, and a big play that time by the Flying Eagles special teams unit.
Hey, Paula, Dave, what a great play that time by Petrie. Picks it up, and let me tell you what, that time the punt coverage overran the play. Petrie makes one step forward and outruns 4 Musselman players just like that. Then he scampers around the left side, picks up big yardage, and now Byrd back in business.
Here come the Flying Eagles at the Musselman 12. They turn, give it to Ross, looking for running room behind the right side. Ross is inside the 5, still on his feet, sheds the tackler, twisting, turning, touchdown RCB! The Flying Eagles get on the board tonight with a score from Scotty Ross, cut the lead to 7-6, the PAT pending, but what a big play and a great effort by Ross.
Have you ever seen a better run by a high school player in your life?
Ross twisting and turning, gets out of 2 or 3 would-be tacklers' grasps, gets into the end zone, spins, pulls 2 guys in with him, and RCB on the board. Big plays, the key to any game, and tonight RCB able to put a couple back-to-back.
That time Ross takes the ball on the right side of the field, breaks a couple tackles, bounces back left, ends up scoring about 5 feet from the left out of bounds mark. What an unbelievable run by Ross. He runs across the entire length of the field, breaks several tackles en route to the 12-yard touchdown.
And now then on to attempt the extra point. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be back after these messages.
Hey, by the way, nice.
Urgent Care, Route 98 between Nutter Fort and Clarksburg in the new Medwood Plaza. 623-6330, Premier Medical Urgent Care.
Zinn's PAT attempt during the break was good. RCB ties the game at 7-all. The Flying Eagles on the board after a big punt return. Now with 6:42, we're tied at 7. 6:42 again remaining in the opening period. Want to say thanks to Texas Roadhouse for bringing it back in 30 seconds. Roadkill. Zinn on to kick the ball for the Flying Eagles. He'll tee it up at the 40-yard line. RCB going right to left here in the opening half a play. An onside kick.
I don't either. This is the first kick.
Looks like it would have been successful as both Shade and Shell over there to cover it. Musselman going back, but we're going to have an offsides penalty against the Flying Eagles.
Oh, that's crazy, Dave. It looked like a great play, and really I think Robert C. Byrd would have obviously had the ball. I don't think they were offsides on the play. Unfortunately, they cut everybody off guard, especially the officials.
Musselman must have been something that the coaching staff picked up in the films as they started back very early.
And now, Zinn set to kick it off again. He'll be penalized, and they will kick the ball off at their own 35-yard line. Offsides once again, the penalty against Robert C. Byrd. Good idea by Coach Iquin and his staff. They definitely caught Musselman off guard with the onside attempt.
Now the ball, Bill, the trouble with that is instead of kicking off from the 40, they'll kick it off from the 35. You would hope Zinn would be able to boom one of those long kickoffs that he normally is able to connect with. Let's hope here. It's tied at 7-all, 6:42 remaining in the opening half. Zinn's kick going to sell a line drive, take the bounce over the returner's head into the end zone. And it's an automatic touchback.
Now the Applemen come back on a little bit stunned here. Big possession for Robert C. Byrd. 6:42 left in the second quarter. If they can stop Musselman, get the ball back, make things happen, really that big momentum factor in the back pocket of Robert C. Byrd. Let's see if they can pull it out and use it here against the Applemen.
They operate out of the wing tee again. The quarterback, Weatherholtz, puts a man in motion to the right to give to Chambers. Chambers is across the 25, the 30, the 35, down the sideline, and he is brought down at the 40, close to the 46. He just crossed the 45, 1st and 10 for Musselman.
That Chambers is one quick cat. Gets to the outside, makes it happen on that play. Moves the ball back out of their territory and gives Musselman a little bit of breathing room.
Ball resting just across the 45, 1st and 10 for the Applemen. The clock's at 6:29 and turning. RCB fans into the game. A turn does Musselman, and the give goes
to
Suddeth.
He's tackled on the play by Shade. Shade stands up the blocker and then nabs the ball handler and pulls him straight down the ground after about a 2.5 yard gain.
Short gain brings up 2nd and 8, keeps the clock turning. Don't forget, fans, Notre Dame Fighting Irish football on WHAR all season long. Tune in to hear the Irish. On 2nd down, the give straight ahead to Chambers. Chambers, quite a hard runner. He'll cross midfield. Gets into RCB territory. Short of the 1st down. Going to bring up 3rd and 3. Nice effort, though, Bill, as Chambers lowers his shoulder, able to knock someone backwards. But nonetheless, the defense up to the challenge.
I'll tell you, Chambers is extremely fast, and he's 5'11", 200 pounds. He's also a hard load to bring down. Short center of gravity. Robert C. Byrd definitely has to hit him low and wrap him up.
On 3rd down, it's 3rd and close to 4. They give to Chambers. He's looking for running room. Going to be close to a 1st down depending on the spot. The officials run right in at the 45. I believe he needed to get close to the 44. Now a late flag. Looks like a personal foul going to come in. Let's see who it's against. I believe he's just short of the 1st down depending on the spot. Let's see what the penalty is. Looks like it's going to be against Musselman as they are already walking backwards, not even waiting for the call.
Eric Wharton commits the personal foul as he pushes down one of Robert C. Byrd's players. And I'll tell you, really, that's a good call. Looking back on that last play, looked like Drew Lamb left early. No call on Lamb, but this play has been caught. The penalty, a 15-yarder, and pushes Musselman back. And I'll tell you what, this coaching staff from the Applemen has to be perturbed. They've gotten more penalties than I've seen any team have in one half of play.
Big play for RCB, and now they must catch the ball, don't turn it over, and if nothing else, run out the half. The Flying Eagles get the football to start the 2nd half of play. Standing back near their own 23-yard line is Petrie and Frazier. The Musselman Applemen come to the line of scrimmage. Their punter stands back at his own 27. He'll take the snap, gets the kick off. No rush, gets a nice high spiraling kick. Going to be taken by Petrie at his 20. He's across the 25, looking for running room, trying to get outside. Staying on his feet, wrapped up finally at the 32. Flags fly. I believe we're going to see a penalty against the Flying Eagles.
Tough break for Robert C. Byrd. It's going to pin him back deep. And it's going to take away a little bit of their offensive firepower opportunity. They're not going to be able to have the freedom they would have had with the starting field position. Now they're pushed way back. And I'll tell you what, definitely a hindrance in their offensive capabilities on this series because of their field position, Dave. They're going to have to really be careful offensively.
Bill, I think if you're Musselman, you look to call a timeout or two right here. You try to keep RCB pinned back deep, and if you see you can force them into a punting situation, you still may have time to get another possession in.
I'm sure that's what they're thinking here, Dave. I think Robert C. Byrd needs to pick up 1, maybe 2 first downs. And at least, as you pointed out, get in the halftime with the tie game. Or if they can get a couple big plays, maybe Ross can bust one. Then they might be in a position to get a long field goal attempt. You never know. There's still 4.5 to go in this second quarter.
The Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. They give it to Ross. Ross looking for running room, twisting and turning, trying to find somewhere to go to. Gets up near the 26. Pretty good gain on first down. 5, close to 6 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Clock continues to roll. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Robert C. Byrd with a football. Score tied, 7 apiece here at Robert C. Byrd Stadium.
RCB splits Frazier out to the left. They give it to Ross. Ross looking for running room. He has the first down, still on his feet. Still twisting and turning close to the 40-yard line. What an effort by Ross. He's running like a man possessed.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Robert C. Byrd, I'm giving the ball to Ross on almost every occasion. He's made some incredible runs here, going clear back to the touchdown run. He's feeling it. He's got the momentum on his side. He's hot. Let him have it.
Ross gets it up to the 40-yard line, moves the chains, takes RCB out of the shadow of their end zone. The Flying Eagles get the play in. They come to the line of scrimmage. Wilhelm at quarterback again. They operate out of the eye. They give to Ross. He'll come to the line of scrimmage. He's hit, pulled down from behind. Not much running room. He was hit by 2 men at the line of scrimmage. Another one joins on, and there's nowhere for him to go. You can see Bill Musselman putting 8 men in the box looking to stop the run.
Really, in this situation, they almost have to. It's going to take all those guys to drag down guys like Ross and Mookie Mara inside. These guys are really playing. They've got their heads in the game. They're playing hard-nosed football in this first half.
Maybe a good opportunity for a play-action fake. Let's see. Coleman split out to the left. Zen in the slot. Out of the eye, the setbacks, Mayer and Ross. Wilhelm on the keeper, runs out to the left. He's shoved out of bounds, has the first down as he crosses midfield. Nice gain by Wilhelm. Picks up, let's say, 9 yards on the play.
That first down will momentarily stop the clock as well as Wilhelm going out of bounds. With 2:40 to go, Dave, 1 timeout remaining for Robert C. Byrd. About midfield. They need 1 or 2 big plays here to get enough yardage to get in the range of their fine kicker, Nathaniel Zinn.
RCB comes to the line of scrimmage. They'll operate again out of the eye. Wilhelm, the quarterback. He'll turn, gives it to Ross behind the left side of the line. He's inside the 40-yard line, just inside the 40. The nose of the football going to be resting inside. It's very close to a first down. I believe he's going to be just short. And, Bill, here's a good opportunity. 2nd and short. You can waste the play, maybe take a shot at something to get down the field.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Robert C. Byrd, I'm going to request a measurement. Slow it up a little bit, get some time off the clock. Really, it's ticking now. It's becoming detrimental to their opportunities offensively here. 2 minutes to go in this second quarter, excuse me, and they really are doing a good job moving the football.
Coleman split out to the left. They'll turn, give it to Mayer. He has the first down, bulling his way forward. He is inside the 35, down close to the 34. It'll momentarily stop the clock as they set the chains, and RCB needs to get the play in quickly and get to the line of scrimmage. 1:55, and they'll reset the football and then start the clock again.
Excuse me, Dave. 1:55 to go. Robert C. Byrd moving the ball. Big play here for the Flying Eagles.
RCB gets to the line of scrimmage. Wilhelm back to pass, standing in the pocket. No one to throw to. Now he's going to look out. He has some running room, folks. He's inside the 20. Gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Great decision that time by Wilhelm. He looked down the field, was looking for shade on the fly pattern, was covered. Wilhelm squeaks out of the backfield all the way down to the 17-yard line, and then wisely, as the senior should do, he gets out of bounds and stops the clock.
I'll say a great job of offensive pass protection by the offensive line for Robert C. Byrd, and also a great decision by Wilhelm tucking it under and picking up big yardage. Unfortunately for Robert C. Byrd, only one timeout left. They've had to waste 2 earlier in the half. They can really use those back here now as they're inside the 20 of Muscle.
1st and 10 from the 17. They give to Mayer. He is inside the 15, fighting, twisting, and turning, dragging tacklers with him. He is down to the 14. A good pickup on 1st down.
Got to be quick, Dave. That clock turning inside a minute and a half to go in this second quarter. The offensive attack really moving well. Unfortunately, the clock definitely working against them as they're going to be forced to speed up the process here. Now about a minute 10 to go. They still haven't had an opportunity to snap it. One timeout left, Dave. It's going to be interesting to see how they do on this play.
A lot of time wasted between those two plays. They give it to Ross. This time he's inside the 10, the 5. They're going to momentarily, or actually he's going to be just short of a 1st down. This may be a good time, Bill, to request that measurement. Actually, he has the 1st down, 1st and goal. I looked across the field, saw the chains. Looked like they had it spotted inside the 5. It is a 1st down. They stopped the clock momentarily, set the football. Now they start it again, 55 and turning. RCB gets set. They give it to Mayer on 1st down. Mayer, touchdown, RCB. The Appleman a little late in setting their defense. RCB with a quick snap count, turns, gives it to Mayer. He rambles in, touchdown, Flying Eagles. RCB now on top, 13-7.
What a great drive. Robert C. Byrd starting out deep in their own territory. They show a lot of intestinal fortitude. They march down the field, capped off by an incredible run inside 6 tough yards for Mookie the Machine Mayer.
Zinn on to attempt the extra point. Shell, the holder, he'll spot it back at the 10. The snap is back. Kick is blocked and no good. 13-7 the score. However, their own 20 with 4 minutes to go. A little over 4 minutes. They drive all the way down the field with 50. Back at RCB High School, under a minute remaining in the opening half, the Flying Eagles lead 13-7 over the Musselman Appleman. Zinn, the kicker, tees it up at his own 40. He gets a nice end-over-end kick, going to be taken into the end zone by the Appleman. The ball is going to be whistled dead, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Bill, the difference in that one from earlier in the game was they caught it in the field of play, then carried it into the end zone earlier. The rule, I guess, is if it goes into the end zone and it's received or hits the ground without hitting the field of play first, then it's a dead ball.
I kind of thought that's what happened. It looked like he did receive it, and then the momentum took him back into the end zone. On this play now, 50 seconds left. Robert C. Byrd can't let down defensively. You talked about the speed that Musselman skill players possess. A big play definitely is well within their means. Robert C. Byrd's got to stay tough defensively, stay focused on the situation.
On 1st down before the snap, flags come flying in. There was an RCB player that jumped on the line. Let's see if he was drawn offsides. It is going to be offsides against the Flying Eagles. It'll bring up 1st down and 5. First and 5, the Applemen come out to their own 25-yard line. The quarterback, Weatherholtz, turns, gives it to the first man through. He is short of a 1st down. Going to be brought down at the 29. Chambers on the carry. Doesn't look like Musselman in any hurry. I guess we'll have one more snap and then most likely head to the locker room unless somebody would come up with a big play. From their own 28. This time the reverse is fumbled in the backfield, picked up by the Appleman. That time alertly falling on it, Drew Lamb, able to cover the pigskin. That would have been a big break if RCB could have recovered and picked it up. The clock winding down. We're inside of 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the opening half of play. Eagle Stadium on top They lead the Musselman Appleman. Take one more quick break before the second half starts. Back with more in 30 seconds.
International Online, your internet service provider.
RCB High School, the Flying Eagles getting ready to take possession of the football. They're going to send Shade back deep, along with, I believe, Scotty Ross for RCB. On the other side of the field, Musselman getting ready to tee it up. The kicker as well as the punter for the Appleman is Andy Schutz.
Schutz is a bad man. He's got a strong leg. But equally impressive is the strong leg of Nathaniel Zinn. Zinn missing his first extra point opportunity throughout the year. He was 18 for 18 before the 19th one was blocked. What a great string and a run, and hopefully he'll start a new trend here, get back on track here with the next Robert C. Byrd scorer.
And Bill, I don't know if you can blame him. It looked like a breakdown in the blocking scheme allowed a couple players in to block the extra point.
Actually, you're right, Dave. It looked like it was going to go straight on. Unfortunately, blocked by Musselman.
The kick for Musselman going to be taken at the 12-yard line by Shade. He dances around, gets across the 20, and up to the 23, where the Flying Eagles take over 1st and 10, their first possession of the opening half.
Robert C. Byrd up by 6. They need no score here. Try to get a little distance between them and the Applejacks.
Yes, 1st and 10 at 23 for RCB.
1st and 10.
Hey, Coach. What's that, Coach?
Flying Eagles.
Mountaineers, Applejacks.
Here come the Flying Eagles. They'll operate out of the I formation. The quarterback, Wilhelm. He'll turn, give it to Ross. Ross running hard, stacked up in the middle of the line. Gets up to the 26-yard line before he's wrapped up the interior of the defense for Musselman there to make the stop.
Robert C. Byrd with their first drive of the second half. 2nd down and 8, Dave. They need to get a score here and keep that momentum going. I'll tell you, Robert C. Byrd, complete 360. Second half of that second quarter, they took advantage of the Applejacks, marched down, got some scores, and now they're putting the pressure back on Musselman.
Here come the Flying Eagles. They break the huddle, 11 minutes, 19 seconds and turning. Out of the eye, Wilhelm turns, gives it to Mayer. Mayer fighting forward, trying to get a first down. I believe he come up just short. It's going to bring up 3rd and very short for RCB.
How about the machine, Dave, inside? Excuse me. Running hard, running relentless. He picked up that second TD in the second quarter, and he's picking up where he left off as he's putting the hooch on the Applejacks.
Looks like we have a yard to go. They're going to call for a measurement.
Looks like it's going to be a first down for Byrd. Let's see. It's going to be real close. Actually, maybe 2 to 3 inches, Dave. This calls for, I'll tell you, we haven't seen it. I'm going to predict the quarterback keeper here on 3rd and short.
A traditional RCB play on short yardage. It's the quarterback following the center straight forward, picking up the first down. Wilhelm with a couple nice runs here this evening, once on a scramble, another one on a keeper around the left side. They operate out of the eye. Musselman in a tight formation, 5-6 men on the line. The straight-ahead surge appears that RCB has the first down. It's going to be close. Again, depending on the spot of the football, it is a first down RCB, and they move the chains. And, Bill, when you're RCB right now, you want to keep your defense off the field. Don't give up the football. A long-time consuming drive would be the best thing you could have happen.
It'd be beneficial. It would put Robert C. Byrd up by more than one score. At the same time, it would keep that quick strike ability offensive unit of Musselman on the sideline.
Wilhelm gets the play in from Coach Iquina. He's going to split Frazier wide to the right and operate out of the eye. Zinn, Mayer, and Ross in the backfield. They'll turn, fake it to Ross down the field. Wilhelm fires, looking for Coleman. The pass was nearly intercepted. Coleman turns into a defensive back, pulls the arm of the defensive back away from the football, and it goes as an incompletion. Triple coverage that time for Musselman. I guess they're aware of R.J. Coleman, as is, I would guess, WVU, who has Donnie Young tonight in the box.
Donnie Young in the box checking him out, the big fellow, letting things hang out. And I'll tell you what, you pointed out, the defensive player on that play, as he prevented the touchdown from occurring.
Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. Now you'd have to get a big gain for the Flying Eagles. Wilhelm back to pass, throws out in the flat, completes it to Shade. Shade has the first down, still on his feet. He is across midfield. Nice gain on the pass from Wilhelm to Shade. Shade with a nice run after the catch. Gets down inside the 45, close to the 43.
I'll tell you, Dave, that sharp pass pattern ran by Flash Shade makes it a tough catch for him with the angle on the ball. He receives it, turns around. I mean, he makes some great moves, stays inbounds, picks up additional yardage, moves the chains, and he keeps this drive alive.
Wilhelm turns, gives it to Ross. Ross looking for running room. He's inside the 40, twisting, turning inside the 35, down to the 33, very close to a first down. I believe he has it, but let's wait to see. The official does signal first down, and RCB looking good on this drive.
Let me tell you what, Robert C. Byrd has Big Mo on his side. I'm not talking about Mo Michella. I'm talking about momentum.
Wilhelm gets the play in from the sidelines. Turns, hustles back to the huddle. Going to be close to the 25-second play clock. They turn quickly on first down. Wilhelm, a quarterback keeper, picks up short yardage. 2, nearly 3 on the play. Gets down just inside the 30-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
I'll tell you, Dave, I think on that play, you're right. Wilhelm realizing that the clock running down, instead of taking the penalty, takes the keeper and goes on himself, picks up 4 yards. Looking back to the last play where Ross picked up 10 yards, it looked like, once again, Musselman's defense shifting at the wrong time. Definitely look like they're out of position. Once again, they have to helter-skelter to get in their own possession.
Wilhelm pitches back this time to Ross. Ross loses the football. There's a fight for it. Musselman saying they have it. They do. Ross that time twisting and turning, trying to fight for the first down. Loses it at the Musselman 24-yard line, and RCB looked as though they were going down the field for a score, turns it over, and Musselman takes possession at their own 24.
Bad break for Robert C. Byrd. As Ross running hard all game, unfortunately gets stripped on that play. And now Musselman, dodging a bullet, their offensive unit comes on the field. Robert C. Byrd's defense has to really pin him deep, put the hammer on the Musselman Applejacks, force them into 2nd and 3rd and long situations, pin their ears deep, and make the big play.
They operate out of the wing T. The quarterback is Weatherholtz. He'll turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers gets up across the 25, close to the 29-yard line, going to be just short of it. Good pickup on first down. Going to bring up 2nd and, let's say, 6.
Once again, Chambers, very explosive inside. They give him the ball in there, and he makes things happen. Got to wrap him up and hit him before he gets his momentum going. 5'11", 200-pounder, runs extremely hard, especially in between the tackles.
Weatherholtz, the quarterback, gets the play, brings his team to the line. He's under center, looks over the defense, sends a man in motion, turns, gives it to him. He's going to be short of a first down, that time carrying the pigskin for the Appleman. Josh Sudeth going to be short, going to bring up 3rd down and, let's say, 2.
Big play for Robert C. Byrd. They need to get the offensive unit back on the field. The offense was feeling it, and they had it going. Unfortunately, the turnover zapped them a little bit, but this play right here can get that offensive unit back on the field with a nice hold by the defensive unit.
The RCB defense been tough all evening, giving up the early touchdown, just their 2nd touchdown they have allowed this year. The give to Chambers, he has the first down. He will cross the 35-yard line with the football. That's enough for the first down, and Musselman has it 1st and 10. Clock continues to turn. We're at 7:39 in the 3rd quarter. RCB again on top, 13-7.
This defensive unit called upon once again. The strength of this team, the bread and butter, they need to put a halt to this Musselman attack. Stop him right now.
Weatherholtz under center, sends a man in motion, gives it to him. It's Sudeth. He's fighting for yardage up near the 40-yard line. That's where they're going to spot it. Gain of 4 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 6.
I'll tell you, Dave, I think the motion that we've seen continually from Musselman starting to affect the defensive unit from Robert C. Byrd. We're seeing them on the last few plays, waiting for the play to develop before they go after the ball. Got to fire up the ball and make things happen, especially if they're going to give it to that guy in motion. He's already running away from the line of scrimmage. You have an opportunity maybe for a big play, a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. But to do that, the defensive line has to fire in and get penetration on the offensive unit.
The Applemen split a man out wide. They turn, give it to Chambers. He fights forward very, very close. He's going to make it to the 45. Going to be maybe a couple of feet from having a first down. Mayer on the stop for the Flying Eagles.
Ambulance on the other field on the Musselman side of the ball, Dave. Looks like they're going to come out. They've got a stretcher out here. Don't remember seeing anybody from Musselman go off the field. Kind of a weird situation.
I don't even see a big huddle of people over on their sidelines. They look like they're attending to someone on the field. The officials are measuring to see if it's a first down. It's going to be short. Going to bring up 3rd and less than a yard, about a foot. 6:24 and turning.
Big play defensively for Robert C. Byrd. They've got to stop Musselman in their tracks right here. They're on the 45-yard line and moving the football.
Here come the Applemen. On 3rd down, they turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers has the first down. He crosses midfield into RCB territory, down close to the 48.
47-yard line is where the Musselman Applemen have the football, looking to cross midfield here. Robert C. Byrd's defense looking for a big play. They can't allow the first down pickups of 4, 5, 6 yards for Musselman. They've got to stop them in their tracks and force them in that 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations.
Musselman started this drive at their own 23-yard line. They're in RCB territory at their 48. Now down to the 45. On first down, they pick up 3. Sudduth, the ball carrier for the Applemen.
50-yard line. Gonzalez made the tackle.
2nd down and
Somebody has reported they lost
7 yards to go.
Ball just short of the 50-yard line for Musselman. They hustle the line of scrimmage. Must have a good play in store.
Going to have offsides on the defense. Flags come flying in instead of 2nd and 8. We're going to have 2nd and about 3.
That time Otto, a little excited on the right side, steps in. They whistling. As you point out, now it's a 2nd and short. It gives Musselman a little more breathing room to do some good things offensively.
They're at the RCB 45-yard line. Musselman with the football. They turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers knocks over a would-be tackler heading down the sidelines. He is finally knocked out of bounds. Gonzalez and Wilhelm on the stop. First down for the Applemen.
Robert C. Byrd might want to consider a timeout here, Dave. They're getting pushed off the ball defensively, not very aggressive. Need to step up that defensive line, has to pick up some blockers and enable the linebackers, Gonzalez, Mayer, D'Annunzio, those guys need to be able to get in there and make something happen, but they're not being allotted the opportunity because that defensive line is not firing off the ball as aggressively as they should.
Petrie comes into the game for Harbert on the defensive side of the football. 1st and 10, they give it to the first man through. He is wrapped up at the 30.
Musselman back on the sideline to get our offensive attack back on the field.
Weatherholtz with the football, turns and gives it to Chambers fighting for yardage. He's down close to the 28. Going to be short of a first down. It's going to bring up third and nearly 8 yards to go. And Bill, if you're Musselman with your kicker having a strong leg, you're down by 6. I'm guessing 4 down territory.
I think so. They definitely want to get an opportunity here to get something going. They need to score. They know that Robert C. Byrd's offense has moved the ball on them very well in the last couple possessions. They know they need to get a 6 here. They can't settle for the field goal.
Weatherholt's back to pass. Rolls out, fires, pass complete. I believe it's going to be short of a first down. Good job that time by Petrie. It is going to be a first down. Actually, he gets the first down. And the Applemen have the ball inside the 20. There's a timeout. Flying Eagles on the field. We'll be back with more.
Yeah,
believe me, he'll do that in a minute. Flags fly as we return to live action.
Penalty is pending.
We have a motion penalty against Musselman. It'll make it a first down and 15. The ball was resting at the 18. It's going to be back at, let's say, the 19. It's going to be back at the 24.
big play. Penalty finally goes against Musselman. Had a good time for Robert C. Byrd. Their defensive unit a little tired now. They've been on the field for several minutes. The ball is on the Robert C. Byrd 24-yard line. Musselman has the first down and 15 opportunity. Quarterback under center. He's going to give it to the man coming around the left side. There's a flag on the play. Otto wraps him up after about a 1-yard gain. Looks like it could be a hold. Let's see, it is. It's a hold against Musselman. Consecutive penalties against the Applejacks. It's going to force them back. Bring up a first down and 20. Penalty looks to be on the left guard from Musselman. 5 big ones. Excuse me, a 10-yard penalty. That brings up the first down and 25.
First down, 25.
Musselman first and 25 from the Robert C. Byrd 35-yard line. A little bit more breathing room for this defensive unit. Robert C. Byrd holding on to the 13-7 lead with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. The Flying Eagles took their kickoff to start the second half. Marched down the field. Unfortunately, a fumble resulted in a Musselman ball, and now the Musselman
63-30, Premier Medical Urgent Care.
back at Byrd. The Flying Eagles lead 13-7. Musselman has it. They go right side. Pick up 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. Before the ball handler forced out of bounds on the right side. That's going to bring up a second down for the Musselman Minutemen. 2:30 and counting. Robert C. Byrd's defensive unit on the field. Second down and 20 for the Applemen. Officials timeout here. They're looking at a spot here. Problem with the sidelines here for Robert C. Byrd.
Looks like they were having someone do an equipment adjustment or something, Bill. .28 and turning.
Looks like Mookie Mayer out of the game for Robert C. Byrd, stretching out his left leg.
Passing situation. The quarterback scrambling to his left, throws out in the flat. Pass is complete. The defensive back, the first man there for RCB, had an opportunity to tackle him well short of the first down. He misses a tackle. I believe that was Wilhelm. And the receiver rolls off for yardage. Going to be very close to a first down.
That's the second time we've seen a Robert C. Byrd defensive back gamble for an interception, come up short. And this time, luckily, it didn't result in a touchdown. The first time it did, and that's how Musselman got on the board in the first quarter. Now, 3rd and 1 for the Applejacks.
Musselman at the line of scrimmage. They turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers has the first down. Down close to the 6. It'll be 1st and goal for Musselman.
19-yard pass reception on the previous play, Dave. And once again, Robert C. Byrd didn't get any penetration. Quarterback from Musselman able to set his feet, take his time, and allow the receiver to run his route completely. Robert C. Byrd, once again, didn't get the pressure. That hurt him on that particular play.
Weather holds the quarterback. He steps under center, looks over the defense, turns, gives it to Chambers. Chambers hit inside the 5, close to the 4. Bring up 2nd down and goal.
2nd and goal on the 4.
Big stand here. RCB would love nothing more than a turnover. We are close, under 1 minute to the end of the 3rd quarter. Musselman comes to the line of scrimmage. Weather holds the quarterback. He'll turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers running forward, runs into the pile, gets it down close to the 3, close maybe to the 2, depending on the spot. That could be the end of the opening or the 3rd period of play.
Ball the 3-yard line.
Ball resting on the 3.
At the 3.
Musselman waiting for the call from the sidelines. The Applemen get the play in, get in the huddle, and then let the clock expire. We'll go to the 4th quarter of play with Musselman leading trailing RCB 13-7. Third and goal. We start the 4th quarter. Musselman signaling for a timeout. Kind of surprising. They come out of a timeout with another timeout. They had the wrong formation or didn't have all the players on the field. We're not sure of the circumstances. Nonetheless, we'll take a break. Back with more in 60 seconds.
Wood Plaza, 623-6330, Premier Medical Urgent Care. You pull onto I-79 as you feel the...
Back at RCB High School, 3rd down and goal. Musselman comes out of the timeout. They give it to Chambers, running right. Both officials run in. No signal yet. I believe he's going to be short of the touchdown. They're going to say at about the 6-inch line, just short of a touchdown. That'll bring up 4th and goal. The Musselman players signaling the distance to their coach, and it looks like Musselman's going to elect to go for it. I'm sure Chambers is going to get this one unless Weatherholtz would keep it himself.
Got to get up tough inside right now. Fire off the ball. Make things happen. Don't be afraid to go after him defensively.
Here comes Chambers. He is hit behind the line and stacked up. RCB is held. The defense with an outstanding effort on 4th and goal, and the Flying Eagle faithful on their feet. RCB with a big goal line stand similar to WVU last week with the stand that propelled them to the win. Let's hope that'll do the same tonight. Now the Flying Eagles must not turn it over.
Big thing here. Robert C. Byrd has to get a couple first downs, get that momentum back, and start winning the field position once again. They're pinned deep. Look for Ross or maybe even the big fella, Mookie the Machine Mayer, to get a big carry here.
Wilhelm may go straight forward. No, they give it to Ross. Ross with the carry on 1st down, up close to the 4-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd down. Nonetheless, it gets RCB a little bit away from its goal line and maybe some room to operate.
Let me tell you what. The efforts of running backs Mayer and Ross have been very important tonight. Those two guys running with confidence. I think you got to keep it in their hands on these next 2 downs. Hopefully pick up the real estate needed for the 1st down.
On 2nd down, Wilhelm splits a man wide to the right. They turn, give it to Ross on the misdirection. He's up close to the 9-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the play. Going to bring out 3rd down and 3.
10.5 to go in this 4th period of play. Byrd up 13-7 over the Applemen of Musselman. Big play, Dave. Pivotal play here. Robert C. Byrd's offensive unit needs 3.5, 4 yards to pick up the 1st down.
Wilhelm under center, out of the eye. They turn, give it to Ross. Ross stacked up. Going to be short of a 1st down. He got up around the 10. He needed to get to the 12. Going to be short. And RCB sends its punting unit on the field. So a big hold by Musselman. And here comes the punt team. Musselman has been dangerous with their punt return team. Let's see what happens.
Tough break. Robert C. Byrd moving the ball extremely well. That series didn't get an opportunity to pick up the 1st down. Now they're going to put the onus on the foot of Heath Frazier.
Frazier stands back at his own goal line. Musselman with 2 receivers back at the RCB 45. Frazier gets a nice spiraling kick end over end. Going to be taken by the Applemen back at their 35. With the football, here comes the return man. He's across the midfield inside the 45, down close to the 40. Another nice return by the Applemen. They're 40 yards away from the RCB end zone, but Bill, you got to credit the punter that time for the Flying Eagles.
What a kick by Heath, the hitman Frazier, booming one deep, getting a ball out of Byrd territory.
Excellent job. Musselman comes on the field 1st and 10 at the RCB 40. 9:16 remaining in regulation. RCB again clinging to a 13-7 lead. Timeout situation. RCB has 2, Musselman 1.
I'll tell you what, Dave, I'm going to call it. I think a big play here defensively, whether it's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage or maybe even a fumble rooski by the Applejacks. Something's going to happen here. Good for Byrd.
I'll even take a penalty. On 1st and 10, here comes the Appleman. Weatherholtz under center. He'll pitch back to Chambers. Looks like a sweep to the left. On 1st down, a pickup of nearly 5. That time,
Otto on the tackle for Robert C. Byrd. And now the Flying Eagles, once again, Dave, they've got to step up big here, make the play they need here to keep momentum on their side.
Ball going to rest with the nose on the 35-yard line. Byrd was the ball carrier on the last play for Musselman. The play comes in from the sidelines. Here come the Applemen. Weatherholtz under center. Has Chambers as a deep man in the backfield. He'll give it to him running right. He's stacked up after a short gain. 2 on the play. Going to bring out 3rd down and nearly 4 yards to go. Again, I would guess 4 down territory.
I'll tell you what, Dave, the emotion running wild here. Robert C. Byrd's faithful, standing up, giving their team the verbal cheering they need to hopefully pull this out. And I'll tell you right here, you've talked about it, pivotal play here on 3rd down.
Weatherholtz, the quarterback, under center. He'll turn, give it to Chambers. Chambers has the 1st down, still on his feet inside the 25, close to the 24-yard line, moves the chains, and it's a big 1st down pickup for Musselman.
Hey, Robert C. Byrd, got to fire off the ball now. You can't just worry about protecting the lead. You've got to aggressively go after this team. Don't worry about the score. It's 0-0 now. Make things happen. And I'll tell you, the key is right now, the big fella, Chambers inside, he's a wrecking ball. You got to get in there before he gets any momentum going and stop him dead in his tracks.
Still 7 minutes, 33 seconds in turning. You have to be concerned. If Musselman slowly goes down the field and scores, RCB, depending on how much time they'll take, may not have a lot of time. This time a reverse, and the Flying Eagles defense right there. No one fooled Gonzalez in on the play along with Stephen Otto. Both players stay at home. Otto from his defensive end keeps containment as he steps out, forces the guy to cut in. The middle linebacker, Gonzalez, there to make the tackle.
I'll tell you what, Otto, very quick on the outside. He really hones up that right side. That time, he and Gonzalez converge to make a great play. Officials' timeout. Looks like they were trying to adjust Gonzalez's helmet. little problem with the chin strap, it looks like. The official's going to push Musselman back into their huddle. This gives Robert C. Byrd a chance to slow it down here a little bit.
2nd down and 13 facing the Applemen from their own, or from the RCB 28-yard line. 13-7 the score, 6:50 and turning. Weatherholt's under center. Turns, pitches it back to Byrd. Byrd running right, is going to fire it deep. Here's the pass. 2 defenders back there. It's tipped away. Nice recovery. Petrie and I believe Wilhelm, the defenders for the Flying Eagles. The offensive receiver had gotten in behind them, but they recovered quickly once the ball was in the air, and that'll force 3rd down and 13.
Big play. Robert C. Byrd's defense not fooled on that play. Brings up a 3rd and long, and you talked about it. Probably 4-down territory as Musselman with only 1 timeout left. Doesn't have a lot they can do. They're going to have to try to get a score here. They don't want to give the ball back to Byrd. With only 1 timeout, they might not get it back.
They've been effective on the quick down and out. Let's see what happens. Weatherholt's the quarterback. He'll turn, play action fake, rolls to his right under pressure. Coleman has him wrapped up in the backfield and sacked. Coleman, along with Stephen Otto, the defensive ends for the Flying Eagles, converge back near the Flying Eagle 37-yard line. Big play by the Flying Eagles.
Coleman says, I haven't caught a pass, but I'm going to catch you, Mr. Quarterback, and he gets a big QB sack.
Now, Bill, you got to be interesting to see. With the ball resting at the 37, do you punt and pin them deep and hope you hold them, or do you go for it facing 4th and 22?
I think in this case, it's a tough call. You only have 1 timeout left. You might want to go ahead and go for it.
And they are. Weatherholt's the quarterback, has a man split wide right now, send a man in motion to the right, turns, back to pass, stands in the pocket. Here comes the rush. He fires downfield, had a man open who somehow slipped behind the defense, but the pass sells long. It is overthrown, and RCB, Bill, I think right there dodged a bullet.
Oh, I guarantee it. Wide receiver wide open. I don't know how he got open. Luckily, the pass overthrown. Really smart play by Musselman as the quarterback rolls right away from the big fella Otto, and also Coleman buys himself a little bit of time, makes a good throw down there. Fortunately, just over the intended receiver's hands. And now Robert C. Byrd's offensive line needs to get the job done. Look for the inside handoffs to the machine mare, or maybe going off tackle to a guy like Ross. But they got to pick up a few 1st downs right here and run some clock at the same time, advance the ball so that they don't have the chance of a big play hurting them if Musselman can get a turnover.
Wilhelm with the offense at the line of scrimmage, turns, gives it to Ross. Running right, Ross breaks into the open field, nearly goes the distance. He's across midfield, down to the Musselman 47-yard line. Bill, 1 man to beat, and they caught him by the shoestrings.
I'll tell you now, this is a very delicate situation for Robert C. Byrd. I know you're excited and emotionally charged up, but you don't want to be too quick right here. 5:51 to go. You want to take your time, get in the line of scrimmage. Every second counts. Keep putting that pressure on the Applejacks.
Wilhelm gets the play in from Coach Aquina. 5:43 and turning. We're in the final period of play, 13-7. RCB leading Musselman. 1st and 10 from the Appleman 47. They turn, give it to Mayer. He pulls his way forward. Outstanding carry on 1st down, picks up 7. Mayer refusing to go down, pushes people forward, plows a pile, and has a big gainer on 1st down. Let's say 6 as they spot it back a little bit. And that'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Bad spot there. It looks like the first got to make the contact on Mookie towards his own offensive lineman.
Wilhelm comes to the line of scrimmage. We are now inside of 5 minutes. 8 men in the box there to stop the run. They give it to Ross. Ross plows into the pile. Not much running room this time. May have picked up 1 on the play. He is down at the 30, let's say 39. He needs to get around the 37 for a 1st down.
Clock continuing to roll, Dave. About 4.5 to go in this 4th period. 1st down here would be very important in Robert C. Byrd's chances, especially if they want to keep the ball away from this potent Musselman attack.
Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. Wilhelm under center. Again, 8 men in the box. He'll turn running left. Has some blockers out in front. Has the first down and more. Close to the 31-yard line. Nice job of Wilhelm using his blockers that time. He looked like he was going out wide. Then he turned it back in. Followed his fullback Mayer. Picks up the first down. Moves the chains. And more importantly right now, keeps the clock moving.
4:09, clock not running yet. Just now starting. Once again, Robert C. Byrd offensively can't be in too big of a hurry right here. The clock is their ally. They want to run.
First down and 10.
First and 10 at the 31.
From the Musselman 31-yard line, Wilhelm on first down turns, gives it to Ross. Ross twisting and turning down close to the 28. Picks up 3, let's say, on first.
And I'll tell you, Dave, another 5 or 6 yards here, and you'll probably see Byrd go for it on fourth down if they don't achieve a first down. You don't want to punt. A bad snap, anything can happen. Could be a big play for Musselman. Look for him to keep it on the ground and play.
Wilhelm takes the play in from the sideline. The Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. They operate out of the I formation on second down. Wilhelm takes the snap, turns, gives it to Mayer. Mayer with a nice gain on his way to the end zone, tripped up at the 10-yard line. First and 10, RCB, and an excellent job by Mayer. The quick hitter that time, Mayer breaks free, gets out of the pile. Looked like he might find his way into the end zone, but the last man to beat caught him by the shoestrings.
3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Dave. That clock, man oh man, it becomes more and more of an ally of Robert C. Byrd's with each and every second that ellipses. And you see some players here, past players, Luke Wallace, Jimmy Rogers, some guys coming back to cheer their team on.
Wilhelm under center. Turns on first down, gives it to Ross. Ross fighting forward. He's down at the 8. Bill, one thing you can say for RCB, defensively, they've played extremely well, only giving up 1 score on the opening possession of the game. Offensively, they've moved the ball up and down the field with the exception of getting it on their own goal line last time and going out to around the 10.
I'll tell you, the big thing here is this gives guys like Joe Gonzalez, who's seen it really his first significant time, a chance to get a break here because these guys are winded. A couple other guys coming back from Brunetti, Gooden coming back from injuries. This is perfect for them.
Wilhelm, the quarterback, keeping it running right, tries to get some yardage. He's down around the 7.
Once again, that clock churning. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Third down and 7. 1 timeout remaining for Musselman. Probably going to wait and see what happens on this third down, and then I'm sure that they'll... Actually, I'm surprised they don't stop it right here, because if they stop it here and Byrd doesn't get the first down on fourth down, then they get the ball back. And really, they're losing some valuable time. Just about 30 seconds so far that they could have saved themselves.
Bill, if you're Byrd, do you go ahead and take a chance, kick the field goal, and put it out of reach?
I'll tell you what, that could be a situation, depending on where they end up at. They're on the right hash mark. It's a difficult angle for Zen. They might move back in the middle field to attempt that.
Wilhelm gives it to Mayer. He's running forward, going to be tripped up around the 5-yard line, going to bring up 4th and goal. And if I'm RCB, I think I run it down. Musselman, however, prevents that as they call a timeout of their own, back with more than 60 seconds.
It's
RCB High School, a minute 13 remaining. Musselman has just used their last timeout. 13-7, the Flying Eagles lead. They have the football on the Musselman 5-yard line. 4th and goal, and Nathaniel Zinn on to attempt the extra point. The holder is Shell. Shell calls for the football. The snap is down. Kick is up, and it is good. RCB goes on top by 9, 16-7. A 9-point lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Up from their own 40. Nathaniel Zinn, who just extended RCB's lead to 9 points, 16-7, is the kicker for the Flying Eagles. A minute, 11 seconds remain. The kick going to be a squib kick taken around the 12, picked up by the Appleman. They cross the 20, the 25, and up close to the 28-yard line. So RCB's defense comes onto the field looking to seal the win. Mike Walker and Heath Frazier that time in on the stop for RCB. Here come the Applemen at their own 28. They're out of timeout, 16-7 to score. A man split wide to the right, one in the slot, back to pass. The quarterback fires it deep across the middle of the field, sails over everyone's head. The pass is incomplete. Second down for the Applemen from Musselman. A minute 1 remaining in the game. RCB, unless something strange would happen here, would improve to 5-0. Musselman would drop to 2-3. RCB, don't forget, fans, will be at Height Field next Friday night to take on the Liberty Mountaineers. Back to pass, the quarterback. He is sacked, wrapped up and sacked. Several players there. Otto and Coleman in on the stop for the Flying Eagles. Quickly, Musselman comes to the line of scrimmage. They try and get things set, snap the football and spike it, stopping the clock with 44 seconds. And the bad thing about that is on 3rd and 18, they spike it quickly. That'll waste 3rd down. It'll bring up 4th down. 4th down facing the Applemen, and folks, this one is the ball game. The ball resting at the 20. Musselman would have to get to the 39, almost the 40-yard line for a first down. Inside of 1 minute, Musselman puts their quarterback in the shotgun formation. The snap sails over his head. He bobbles it. He is wrapped up by Coleman, slung around, gets free. Now he finally falls. He is downed all the way back at the 5-yard line. RCB will take over first and goal at the Musselman 5. 16-7 the score. The Flying Eagles, barring nothing short of a miracle, will win the ball game. 36 seconds, and RCB's players delighted on the sidelines. They're encouraging one another as they move to 5-0 on the season. This should be the last snap of the game. The Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're going to try to kill it. Wilhelm, the quarterback, takes the snap, falls down, and folks, that'll do it. From RCB High School, the final 16-7. The Flying Eagles win. Don't forget to tune in next Friday night from Height Field. For Dave Sturm and Bill Nestor, I'm saying so long, and thanks for listening.
Tonight's Robert C. Byrd Sports has been a presentation of WHAR, the leading sports authority in Harrison County broadcasting. WHAR proud to bring you Robert C. Byrd. Muff too tough, no pipe too tight. At Muffler World, Crazy Dave makes a lot of noise, but your car or truck won't make any noise. Crazy Dave gives custom work and family cars and regular trucks. That's right. Main Street, Bridgeport. It's where Crazy Dave is. He puts on mufflers. 842-7575. It's Muffler World. 842-7575. Crazy Dave at Muffler World has mufflers, tailpipes, and James, the ASA certified mechanic. James can fix most anything. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He's at Muffler World. Brakes, tune-ups, whatever. Main Street, Bridgeport. Call Crazy Dave. Call James. 842-7575. Muffler World. That's right.
Providing personalized service solutions for over 5 years. International Online. Custom business plans, educational discounts, and personal accounts. International Online. Web hosting as low as $10 a month.